What's up guys, my name is Dr. Antonio with Live Loud Chiropractic and Coaching. Today we are going to be reviewing the Sumo deadlift. I prefer this with a kettlebell. Sumo is just a wider stance. This could be done obviously with the barbell and other regions, but this is going to be a Sumo kettlebell deadlift. And I like this for a few different reasons. If you're first learning deadlifts, this is where I think everyone should be starting. It allows you to sit in between your thighs, which allows you to open up and move your hips. And you don't have to have a barbell or anything where you're avoiding hitting your knees, so on and so forth. In addition to, because I only have that one weight, I can use it to sit back further to help me activate that posterior chain, hamstrings, hips, lower back, so on and so forth, which is necessary for the deadlift movement. In addition to, it allows me to scale heights depending on what you have access to. So for instance, I can do this, I apologize, with a yoga block. If I'm unsure about how deep I should be going, I can bring the ground up to me, which I don't have as much of the ability to with other forms and other methods. So what I like doing here, typically I would use this tape on the ground here, but I'm going to show it from the side view here. I want to draw a line between my heels. You could do this with chalk if you're at the gym, right? And that's where my kettlebell is going to be sitting. Now, the reason why is that is the target. So every time I go up and down, the kettlebell is going to go back down to that target, which seems like it's behind me, but that's going to allow me to sit back here to load this. Oftentimes, we'll see deadlifts being done and when we're touching forward, which could sometimes compromise the lower back, but it changes your center of mass, and it oftentimes will pull you forward, which puts more strain elsewhere. So from here, I have that target between my heels. I'm going to create that space. I don't care where your toes are. I don't want them completely out, but they don't have to be straight. And as you sit back, we're going to create space in the thighs here. That gives me more range of motion through the hips. And I'm going to reach down, grab my kettlebell. Your positioning might look different than mine. I have extremely long legs. That lever angle is going to change where my torso positioning is based on what I'm doing. So you might feel you're a little bit more upright. That's okay. What we don't want is a squat where we're completely vertical. The whole point of a hinge is that we're sitting our hips back more and our torso is leaning forward for counterbalance so that we load hamstrings, glutes, and that posterior chain more. So I'm going to be here. And all I'm going to do is stand up straight. Now the key here, you have a couple options. If you feel confident, you just go sit right back into that. For some, you need to unlock those knees first, right? And then from here, I'm going to reach that kettlebell back to that line and or slightly even behind that line to sit back in those hips. At the top, I'm bracing this torso and I'm squeezing my butt so that my hips come forward. I don't want to finish at the top with extension. Just make yourself tall. No one considers this tall, right? Sit this back, stand straight up, sit this back. Now, as you get heavier, your breathing looks and sounds like this. We're going to inhale, exhale on the exertion. If it's real heavy, you might have to inhale and hold, and then exhale at the top. But you want to make sure you're breathing and not holding your breath for all your reps because you're going to get lightheaded. But this is the Sumo deadlift. If you didn't know how to do deadlifts now, this is a great place to start, obviously with a light weight, but it really helps you pattern what that hinge mechanic should look like to allow you to progress to heavier weights. This might be enough in and of itself though, and you can scale that with more sets and more reps depending on what your needs and your goals are.